until when we realize that we are one Nigeria, we have a purpose where we should have a set goal to project issues that have direct bearing in the life of the citizens, and at the same time have a way forward to bring about even development, not uneven development, as a result of regional competition, as I earlier said, where the North will want to feel dominated and the eastern part of the country will feel being marginalized. The western part of the country will want not to be dominated. So if all these things is curtailed, and then the idea of forgetting about tribal sentiment too is another issue, because tribal sentiment is into full play in Nigerian politics. Religious differences is into play in Nigerian politics. These are problems that are very, very complicated, and anything that has to do with that is between life and death. Everybody will want to believe that his religion is the best. But subject to that, we should identify that religion is personal. Only God can judge. Nobody judges one another. So if we are Nigerians, we are one Nigeria, and the Constitution has made it binding that we are one. So we must have a set goal. We must project a set goal that will stand the test of time, leaving a legacy to the young generation and the unborn, where institutions and structures it should be our baseline. And so that the sacrifice that will be laid will stand the test of time. Those young generation and the unborn should be able to know that their great-grannies and their parents were able to sacrifice for them to enjoy, just like the Western world have done, where the law is into full volume, and the law they are organized and they respect their constitution. Here in Nigeria, we do not look at our constitution as anything. Illegalities of the highest order has taken the way forward. You can imagine there is no rule of law in this country. And without rule of law, you cannot succeed any election. And without fundamental right, how can you defend your right? And where will government come in to safeguard your right when the judiciary is porous? They pervert justice. Then how can we succeed? So these are issues when it is put into what? Into change, that all Nigerians should understand and forget the idea of indigenization, and then believe in the idea of equal opportunity. I think the best way we can succeed our election, the best way we can curtail all those problems against what we are facing today. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Do you look at this part also?
Yeah. In fact, I concur once more with what he said. And in addition to what he said, I think the issue of security and the judiciary, that has to do with the rule of law. All these things are being bastardized in the country. If we really have a standard of such levels of the rule of law and that of the security, I think that will be curtailed to some extent. Imagine the security, like I used to say in the African context, the Africans use the security to intimidate. They use it as they have the power in them to use every means to, in fact, to intimidate the electorates, trying to exercise their franchise. Imagine. So by so doing, you discover that at the day of elections, the electorate seems not
all
to
right,
even...
thank you very much. It's not as I heard you. Sorry, sir. So, sir, please, it's your turn now. I would I want you to tell us, like, how can a poor man resist resist temptation of selling of votes? Yes,
it's a very good question. A poor man can only resist, based on my own layman understanding. If, in fact, a serious awareness is being put in place, because by trying to tell the poor man that your rights should be protected, don't look at the monetary aspect. The more you collect the money, the more nothing will be done for you. You understand? So it's better you protect your rights. Vote for the right person. You think that he can work for you. Don't look at the monetary or the immediate need, but look at the one that will help in the future, even the generation unborn. So the poor man, I want to believe that if they adhere to such, we are in short, the poor man, we cannot rule the fact that this thing can be absolutely put away, because you know they say a hungry man is an angry man.
Yes.
And apart from that, somebody who is striving from mouth, hand to mouth, so to say, whatever comes his way, he will look at it, let me just have my own. You understand? But if things are by a very good awareness put across, try to educate the poor man, in fact, to some extent, because you cannot just rule it out that everything you get 100% is impossible. That is part of life, whether we like it or not. But let us have a percentage that at least would outweigh that which we don't even need in the country. Thank you.
All right. These are awesome ideas you are trying to tell our people here. So all of you should adhere to some of these factors so that all of us will have a good living in Nigeria. All right, that's interesting. Why not Sally's what?
You see, there are issues we can only say, but as far as we have different perception in life, you cannot curtail this problem to some minimum level. The truth about it is that it's incumbent in our religious leaders to preach the reality to their people. It's incumbent in our traditional rulers to educate their wards in various hamlets, villages, towns and cities, the danger of vote buying. You know, vote buying is as a result of people are being subjected to poverty, and our youth are left on the street without employment, and if you do not have anything you can live on, any other little thing that comes your way, you just fall into that temptation. So many people are involved in that, not because it's their will drive to do it, but because they are being pushed. They have no alternative base for livelihood. So if all leaders will collaborate, elaborate ideas, and subject to see how they can educate the people in various life endeavors, I think the better way we can change our conduct, we can have a blueprint, reason why we should not succumb to sell our right, because as patriotic Nigerians, at least it's a way forward for we to say no to it and think possible ways we can be able to cooperate as a people to punish those who we used to elect as leaders, to understand that we have the voting right, we have decision about them, and that they must comply to our decision in whatever way, because the power is for the people, it's not for the elected. The constitution is led by the people to the elected. They can only make law. Therefore, we have every view for that. That, I think, it will reduce this issue of vote buying. Thank you.
That's a very welcome idea, sir. So we go on to look at your worst experience in elections, sir.
Yes, I think my worst experience has to do with election rigging, thuggery, and to mention just but a few. These are some of the things that, in fact, are still battling or we are facing in the country, Nigeria, of which thuggery and election violence, these are things that if they are put aside, I think we're going to achieve a hitch-free election. And these are those things that, in fact, I had experienced in the past election. Thank you very much.
All right, sir.
Yeah, thank you. The worst experience I had in Nigeria to do with election is election is on and result is declared when results are not being collected at the collection center. Then that goes to tell you that we don't elect in Nigeria, we only select by way of impunity, forcing candidates against people's choice. Then there is problem. So this is the worst experience I ever had, and that has made me to lose confidence as far as election is concerned in Nigeria.
Thank you very much, sir. So what do you have to tell our people today?
Yeah, what I have to tell our people today as far as election is concerned in Nigeria is that understand the fact that we are created by God and we have every free will to operate as humans. So our right, our conscience must be subjected to our opinion, because all of us are household leaders. And if we are household leaders, we have a decision to take. And the decision is to decide to sacrifice. And that we should say no to vote buying. We should say no to being part of thuggery. We should say no to election malpractice, where people are being subjected to rigging. And we should be able to stand firm and tell the security that they are our friends, they are not our enemy. Therefore, they must defend us. They are not our enemies. Therefore, if they defend us, the better way we can have a good election. And those politicians that use money for vote buying, people should be able to say no to it. That, I think, it will go a long way in shaping our election. But we are otherwise, we will continue, we'll never get it right. Thank you very much.
All right, sir.
Yes. In fact, it's a very good one by my colleague. I think the only way, there are so many countries that we read about them or we hear about them. They have a very good, conducive environment for free election. So why can't it happen to Nigeria? Yes, we can still adopt them, isn't it? If we were not like this, Nigeria was not like this. For the fact that they say we are, even in America, we are still, the democracy in America is still growing. Yes, why not also in Nigeria? You understand? So that all these things should be curtailed, so that we have a very sound and a very history election in the country.
That's so pathetic. And also, how can we effectively educate our people looking at the particularity with poverty issue? So,
yeah,
can you look into it?
You see, we still fall back to what we have outlined before. For we to alleviate poverty among the citizens is when we have good governance and dividends of democracy is disseminated across the 36 states and 774 local government. That, I think, will go a long way in shaping our democracy. It's unfortunate today, you will find out that corruption of the highest order has taken Nigeria, and it has become a cankerworm that we find it very difficult to define. You can imagine, few individuals decide the fate of our national cake. Few individuals maneuver their ways and take our... Right. You see, I was capitalizing on the basis of corruption in Nigeria, which has become a cankerworm. And in order to curtail the issue of, in order to alleviate poverty among citizens in this country, our leaders must sacrifice and effect positive policies that have direct bearing in the life of the country and the citizens itself, where we will have confidence that we have people we elect, we have people that serve us in various elective office. That, I think, will stand the test of time. But you can imagine, it's so negative today, it's so alarming, so disheartening, that corruption has taken everything to do with governance in this country. Imagine one person have trillions, billions, millions in his account abroad. He has looted and invested abroad. If this investment is done in Nigeria, we have so many industries on ground, so many institutions on ground, on the basis of private ownership and joined with that of government. I think the better way, we can have a very vast development. And if people are employed, if the youth are employed, I think it will go a long way in reducing that poverty. And we will have a history election in this country. And without this thing done, people have been subjected into that. And if you are subjected into that, you will have no alternative. They said, if you cannot beat them, you join them. That is a very bad slogan. It's an unfortunate issue. In Nigeria, they will tell you, money rule the world. But what about Almighty God who created us? Why can't we be free? Why can't we operate as human? They are not better than us. It is our mandate we gave them. because it's a destiny that you hardly can stop. But there is no competition in destiny. You understand? If there is no competition in destiny, the better way, we should be able to have a bearing to serve the people, not people serving them as they are elected to be our leaders. Imagine what is happening in our National Assembly today. All the policies is subjected to their interest. And how many bills do they pass into law that have direct bearing and that affect our policies that stand the test of time, that we are reaping as dividends of democracy today? Nothing. So the only way we can achieve this is if we can go back to a drawing board, realizing the dream of our past grannies, our parents who sacrificed to attain independence and became a republic, and lay a very good structure for us. I think we will have a very better society and enabling environment to have hate-free election. Thank you very much.
All right, people. Thank you very much. Sir, the guests in the house, they have spoken well. You all have heard all they said. People, we should be very conscious with what we are doing. Don't think about today. Think about tomorrow, the future. Not you, it may be your children or your children's children. What will you do in order for them to live and celebrate you? Okay, that does it so today on Christ D TV show. Thank you. To see you next time when we're gonna come with amazing packages. Thank you, people.
Thank
Bye.
you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Bye.
We appreciate.